Wednesday, y'all. And Wednesday is normally my light day. Wednesday is my self care day. I try to have a self care day once a week. I was very good about it. Where'd my lighter go? I was very good about it pre pandemic, but it has not been easy during the pandemic. But now that things are opening back up, I have been really consistent about, well, usually very consistent. Today is a funky day though, about going to get my acupuncture, and then post acupuncture, um, I usually go to Central Market and check out the flowers, get myself a flower, get myself a lunch. So one day I eat out, but they have a really nice cafe there, and so that's my typical slow start to the day. Have some tea, enjoy life, get the acupuncture, and then really essentially work a half day. Today I am gonna have to put a full a full day into that half day. So it was almost tempting to skip the morning ritual, but I told myself that I am going to make sure we get it done. So I see we have one person joining us. I wonder who it is. Say hi, say hi. On, looks like probably Facebook. It's always hard for me when I'm streaming to tell if it's Facebook or YouTube until people actually say hi. But yeah, so today, another day, another card, another moment. My self care day today. We'll see how short I make this one. I'll let it happen how it happens. But I have so much on my schedule today. I'm shipping flowers for camellias and curls. So I have to finish packing these really quickly. Aren't they beautiful? Ah, this person, people have had really great taste. I know that sounds a little silly, but there are some of my flowers that I love a little more than others. Um, and these are being shipped. Hey, Bernadette, I love you. I just figured out who it is. Hey, Bernadette. Aren't these cute, Bernadette? I'm loving these. There is one order in here. I will not mention. I will not show you, but I'm like, I guess I'm happy you ordered them. This guy is one of my favorites. Look at this. I love this one. I almost low key don't want to sell it, but I was a little late in shipping, so I sent some extra goodies. So I have to get those out today. I have to take my cat to the vet today, and I don't want to wake up my husband because. Thank you, thank you. Bernadette is giving me the nod of approval on the flowers. Those are from my brand, Camellias and Curls. Camellias and Curls. Um, and I kind of make what I want to and post them, but sometimes people do custom orders, and I haven't been as good about them. I've had to turn them down recently, but that was one of the things that came to me this morning that I have to get back to it. I have to get back to it. I've been getting some signs. Sometimes I even look at like Instagram ads as signs because I got a sign for fresh cut flowers and or an ad for fresh cut flowers, but they were fresh cut gardenias. And something that has been on my list is making gardenias, the ones that Billy Idol wore. And so I decided today that I'm going to order those fresh cut gardenias and do a gardenia project and make hopefully paper, silk, and clay gardenias. So that's on my list. This was one of those mornings that I woke up just full of ideas and ready to just sit here and download. Um, and I did a little bit on my post-it notes. I went post-it note crazy. Don't tell my energetic declutterer, Monica. I promise I will get these post-its cleaned up if you're watching. But yeah, I wrote them down, and then I said I'm gonna have to leave them there today, and I'll come back later today. Today we have the flower shipments. We have the vet. I have a training that I'm doing for Club Workflow. We are teaching Bestow. It's my new product. my new product framework, and we're doing a clinic. So I got to get in the next hour. So I basically need to get the flowers packed, and I need to get a little presentation up for them. I totally forgot my self care day, which I'm not going to not make happen, and so I'm going to reschedule my target customer challenge live. So that is going to happen later tonight, which makes sense. Which makes sense because they have a workshop. Everybody in Club Workflow has a workshop at 11, so it makes no sense to do a workshop at 9:45 and 11. So that's going to come later. So, but with that, that means I have to send an email. So essentially, in the next hour and a half, I'm going to finish packing flowers, send an email out to my team, reschedule events, and pump out or finish a PowerPoint. And I'm just praying to God that my PowerPoint doesn't malfunction like yesterday. So it's a lot going on. But I told myself I still need to sit down, take a moment for me, make my list of the things to do, um, you know, and uh, and drink some tea and just decide to just have this day. And so we pulled a card, and the card that we pulled for today is called uh, I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. And so this card says, I avoid continually sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them. And doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. I avoid continually sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. I choose not to be a martyr. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I do not assume that everyone wants my opinion and solution to their life challenges. And if I am in doubt, I will ask them. I take responsibility for my own happiness. So this is kind of like this is a deep card. This is kind of a like snatch out your edges card, really make you think about life card. And I've been thinking of it as I've been doing my tea. My tea, by the way, is Melis. It's Melis officinalis, otherwise known as lemon balm. Otherwise known as lemon balm. It is my herbal buddy. I had a client, Maxine. She's gonna come back to me soon in Club Workflow, and she launched these marshmallows that are like herbal marshmallows. And so I'm gonna go order some more. But I'm missing Maxine. If you're watching this, I'm missing your marshmallows today. But she determined that this was my best herbal pairing. And so, like I said, trippy morning. I'm all over the place. It's just I'm thinking. My head is full. But coming back to this card, um, as I think about it, this idea of sacrificing your own happiness for others, sometimes it doesn't look like what you think. So this made me think of family, and it made me think of what the work I'm doing today, the coaching work. And so for family, for me, there was a moment where there was one member of my family who was just going through it, and he was just going through his things. And um, we had a choice of taking on some extra work. And I wouldn't even call it work, just having someone in your space. And I was like, no, I can't do this right now. And what's funny is I did it anyway because it's family, right? It's family. And the net result for me was an energy drain that didn't allow me to do the things I needed to do. And so I think that sometimes when we take on family concerns, we need to be honest with ourselves about what that is going to do to our energy and whether or not we're going to be able to manage the things that we need to do for us. And the reality is, like, I wasn't in a place, a mind space even. I think that Mélissa of now might have been able to do it and do it differently. But the Mélissa then was in some ways the rescuer and not the mentor, right? I was too tied to the outcomes, and or rather, let's say the people around me were very tied to the outcomes, and I fed into that. versus it just being, hey, we're going to do this, and whatever comes of it comes of it. But when you're too tied to the outcomes of anything, right? When we're too tied to the outcomes of our project, of the work that we're doing, but certainly of the work that we're doing with other people, it is not. It's not a recipe for success, because the reality is we do not control the outcome. We do not control the results. We control our actions. We can determine our emotional response to things, but we do not control the results, no matter how much we want to, no matter how much effort we put into it. I think the pandemic has showed that to us all, that things happen and we don't control them. And so we have to wake up every day and take the actions that we think are aligned to our purpose, to our journey, to what we're trying to do, and hope that the results we think are going to happen, that we're predicting will happen, will happen. It's all a scientific experiment. I like to say, like, we have a hypothesis, we're taking actions, and we're hoping that the results we think are going to happen are going to happen. And so I'm trying to apply that more and more to life. But family, I think, is one of my sticking points. The way that has evolved for me is in terms of being a coach, and even in thinking through coaching people now, of like, are you being coachable? So in terms of being a coach, so what I do is I pull these cards and I make my tea, and I think things I wrote down is like, how are you spending your time and sacrificing it all to your business? Are you sacrificing all your time to your business? Are you thinking about your business constantly, and thinking about your clients constantly, to the point where you are not thinking about yourself enough? And what does that look like? How does that manifest? And so for me, I'm like, it manifests as weight, right? As me not taking that time to do the exercise and to eat right consistently, or make the food, or cook, or do the things for me. For me, it manifests as lack of sleep, insomnia sometimes. And I have to be real about that. Like, how much of my time can I reasonably sacrifice, right, to others? And I'm using that word sacrifice because it's the cards word, but because it's real, that when we give it away, it's gone. And so I think that becomes the equation. But I think the reality is, it says, I avoid continuously sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. And this is the hard part. Sometimes when the thing that we're doing, when all the things, when we've optimized for joy, and I would say I've truly optimized for joy, when we have optimized for joy and we now find ourselves doing things that we want to do, lots of things that we want to do, it can be difficult to recognize when we are sacrificing too much of ourselves to one thing. It can be difficult to recognize when we are giving more to others than we are giving to ourselves, because giving brings us joy. And so that, to me, is the new balance that I'm trying to strike, the new work to do, right? It's the work of, okay, cool. Now I'm doing all the things I love to do. Now I've figured out how this works. And sure, there might be little things I don't like to implement here and there, but in general, I'm doing everything I love to do. How do I find the balance so that I can do that, do for others, but also do for myself? And I think it's this idea of being a mentor as we work with others, and not being a rescuer. Implementing things and having the faith that what we are doing is enough, that what we are giving is enough, that if the person is ready to receive, that they will get the outcome. And if they are not ready to receive, it is not our job to push them there, right? We don't have to push them. They have to be ready. And when they're ready, we are willing. And so that I think is the balance. That's the balance, right? Um, Thinking about that part. And so that's when I see this card, I think about that. I think this idea of give, give, give. I love giving. And when I give, I feel like I receive. And so I wrote down of this idea of giving so much that you dig yourself into a hole, but it's not where a hole that you can plant yourself so you can bloom. It's just a hole that you got to dig out of. Like the hole goes too deep, if that makes sense. Because when you plant a, 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 a seed too deep, it doesn't come out, right? And so um, for me, now I've been thinking of, okay, well, sometimes when we make an effort to help someone, sometimes when we make an effort to help people, to help clients, to help our family, we are giving them too much too soon. So when someone is not ready, right? When someone is not ready, um, I do not assume that everybody wants my opinions or solutions to their life challenges. And if I am in doubt, I will ask them when someone is not ready to receive what we have to give, what can sometimes happen is we give them too much too soon. And they aren't able to process and implement all those things. And worse, it can sometimes become overwhelming. And so, one of the things I've learned is not to give less, but how to give in small doses, and how to. And I'm doing more and more of that. How to give in small doses. How to give people the right amount that matches their energy and that matches their vibe. When you are coaching, it's different. When I was working one on one, it was a lot easier because the reality is when I was working one on one, people would come to me when they're ready. Like they'd be ready, they'd go, they'd come back. Maybe they would not respond to you, and you're like, where did they go? But when they came back, they were ready. So they're like, I've processed, I'm ready to receive. I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm back, right? When you work events, it's also very similar. You can create that vibe, you can create that energy. I'm a manifesting generator, so I can manifest a lot of that energy and momentum, get people going, and they're ready to like take it at that point. When you are working with people long term, you have to go through all of their mindset shifts, all of their craziness. And it is not the same. It is not the same when you're working with these people long term. You have to understand that people have ebbs and flows and energies. You have ebbs and flows and energy peaks and energy troughs. You have moments that you're going to be able to work depending on how you work. You might be somebody who's like constant. You may be someone who's like up and down. You may burst full of energy and life and do a bunch of things and then need massive amounts of rest, right? And I think when you work with someone, but when also you work yourself, your job is to figure out what that looks like for you. How do you work? How does your energy flow? How do you get back in flow when you've been knocked off your axis? Um, and also understanding that not everybody is the same. And so, what that means is when you are working or giving to somebody who maybe doesn't have the same energy as you, it is so critical for you not to give too much, right? At too much too soon, right? It doesn't mean we're not giving, it's just like paying attention to that part, but also restricting yourself and allowing yourself, frankly, to have the time and the space to give to yourself. And so that has been what this card has been making me think about as I go through it. I think the other piece is when you give too much too soon, and this is the hard part. This is the rub. Sometimes you have people who are like, I want it all. I want it out now. I'm ready for this, but they're not. They're desperate. And this is this idea of being a great coach, but also like being coachable. Sometimes people are so desperate that they want it all, but then they get overwhelmed. And then when they get overwhelmed, that manifests as different things. That manifests as them being perfectionist, right? Being like, but you didn't give me exactly this thing. And if I don't have this, I'm blocked, right? Or that manifests as perfectionism, that manifests as I had another one that I thought of this morning that manifests as the classic. Well, this isn't right for me. This isn't exactly my situation, and so it won't work for me. And I thought about it, and I'm like, what are they projecting, right? Because when people have issues, when people have problems, um, sometimes they're very much legitimate, but a lot of times we're projecting, right? When we're projecting. And I thought about it from the flip side of times where I haven't been coachable, where I haven't been ready to receive. And when I think about those times and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, definitely been in those moments where a coach has had a program or something to give to me. And I've said, yeah, no, they messed up on this, and this. I'm no longer engaged, right? They weren't perfect, essentially. But that makes no sense. Not if you're ready to receive. If you're ready to receive, you're like, oh, how are you giving it to me? Oh, how do I get it? Oh, by the way, let me follow up on that. Let me get that from you. Oh, I can get it this way? Okay, cool. Let me have it, right? Because you're ready. Um, with the idea of this is not for me. I've done that too. I've done that too, where I'm like, this is just not set up for me, not my vibe, not my tribe. And not my vibe, not my tribe is a little bit different. I firmly believe in it. Sometimes it is not your vibe, sometimes it is not your tribe. But that doesn't mean there isn't something there that you can take and use. Um, we don't have to be in the perfect situations. I would say, like, if I was waiting for my vibe in my tribe, it wouldn't exist. I think that's how I ended up in the place where I started Club Workflow to begin with, because I was searching for it and I couldn't find it. And so I was like, okay, I got to make it now. But I still had to take what I could get from different sources. And so, all this to say, it's like, you know, sometimes when we want to give, it is too much too soon for people to receive. Um, And frankly, it just nets out with us giving more than we should, giving more than we should, and not giving to ourselves. And so, again, card for today is I avoid continuously sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. I choose not to be a martyr. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I do not assume that everybody wants my opinions and solutions to their life challenges. And if I am in doubt, I will ask them. I take responsibility for my own happiness. So that is it. That is our card for today. I did pull some stones. Going to share them with you. And then I'm going to run because y'all know that I have 45 minutes to get something shipped, to get an email out, to get a post up. Again, if you have been following the Target Customer Challenge, yesterday we did your core stories. And hi, Mubaki Creations, I see you, I see you. Yesterday we did your core stories. Like, do you know your core stories? Um, today we're talking about product, right? How do we perfectly position our product? And so this is happening within Club Workflow. We are launching Club Workflow over the next week. So definitely follow Club Workflow if you haven't already. There are things coming for that. But Club Workflow is open for sign up. You can sign up at clubworkflow.com. The Target Customer Challenge, I'm working on a page for that. We are going to, if you're watching this, you're watching the replay later, we're going to open this challenge specifically up to the public. It'll be sold at a lower price point, right? Probably about $30, $30 to $40. But right now, if you want to join during the live, we are going to sell the workbook for only $17. So feel free to hit me up. Feel free to hit me up. Know that when it goes live, it'll be somewhere between $27 to $37. But right now, 17. I think that's what I said I was doing. If you hit me up and I tell you a different number, it will be lower. It won't be higher. But that is our plan. We're gonna try and make these accessible. So if you can't join Club Workflow, or if it's not for you right now, we are going to be opening up the challenges after we do them. Now, if you keep coming live, they're free, right? You can come live. The knowledge is free. We are going to charge a little bit for the worksheets. So we will totally be giving out the knowledge for free. I will be on the PowerPoint, so you can totally watch it on my YouTube channel. So definitely follow on YouTube. You will see the PowerPoints. But we have some additional worksheets and things to do every single day that I put together for you. We have a group in my community that you can be part of during the challenge. And if you'd like to do that for now, DM me. Depending on when you're watching this, you can find a Target Customer Challenge on clubworkflow.com. But if it's not there, DM me. It's because we are getting it live. So that we're doing another live broadcast. I haven't looked at the time for that yet. That's the thing I'm rescheduling today because we have an internal training, an internal product training for Club Workflow. So, product training day, we're doing a product clinic with many of our members. And then let me see if I can figure this out for y'all real quick. And then after the product training, I will come up and do the challenge. And where's my calendar? Okay. So we have the Bestow and Product Clinic at 11 a.m. Challenge we are going to do after the flow session is when we should do it. So we are going to go live at 6 p.m. today. So a little bit of a later live. 6 p.m. is going to be the live, 6 p.m. CT. And we will be talking about how to make your product pitch perfect. Hi, I am TK. It's great to see you a second day. Hope I'm probably butchering your IG name, but I love seeing you here. So we were just wrapping up, but I was letting everybody to know that the Target Customer Challenge is continuing. It is day 2. We're going to be talking about how to make your perfect product pitch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check my post yesterday. We did a day 1. It is our 10-day product Target Customer Challenge. Yesterday we talked core stories. Today we're talking product. And today we are going live at 6 p.m. CT. In general, we will go live in the mornings at about 10 a.m. CT. But Wednesday is my self-care day. And so on Wednesdays, we will have to do it a little later because I have to drive into Austin. And so I hope y'all have enjoyed this morning moment. If you're joining late, again, we read a card, mantra card. I am not a mentor. I am a mentor. Sorry. I'm a mentor, not a rescuer. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. And the stones for today, real quick. And then I have to run, y'all. But I'm loving the love. So thank you. Thank you for the post. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for Bernadette, who has been rocking out with me on, I think, Facebook. Let's see. On Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook. And she's so cute. She was like, hey, boo. Hey, boo. I'm going to flash you up. Follow Bernadette. She has really cool art. But look at her. What is that? A Mona Lisa? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish I could put your Instagram comments up on the screen like I can Facebook. But stones for today. I hit 2. One is peach selenite. I love selenite because it is a cleansing stone. It is a cleansing stone. This one happens to match my office, but that is not why I got it. This is a stone that is also about transitioning. Transitioning. I think I want to read this description because I liked it a lot. It said, peach selenite is a stone of transformation. It helps to heal old wounds and transforms this negative energy to healing, forgiveness, and acceptance. Use peach selenite to increase self awareness and travel a new path. And I love that because so much of this is self awareness. But this idea of, you know, cleansing yourself, transforming, following a new path. I love that. And the other stone we picked today is pyrite. Every time I see pyrite, I think money. And that makes me super happy. That makes me super happy. But really, this is a stone of luck. This is still a stone of manifestation, of abundance. Some of that is money, but that's so much more. And so again, these are our stones today. If you watch the replay, you'll grab the card for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. We've had a couple people rocking with us. It is early. We are wrapping up, and it's only 6:52 a.m. These will probably get even earlier. A big win for the day already is that I was up at 4:30, my normal time. I did stay in bed for an hour talking to my cat. But hey, I got up. So we are starting the day right today. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Thank you for spending the time with me. I will be back on 2 times today. One at 6 p.m. CT for my Target Customer Challenge. And then it'll be Money Actions Day 2. That's my daily vlog about starting a business, about kind of how it's going and all the things. And so That will be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm crazy. Tonight. So you'll see me 2 more times today, and I'm super excited. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope that everything that you desire happens today. I hope you can be as productive as you'd like today. And I hope you join me for the Target Customer Challenge. And if you'd like to be there for money actions come through. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Okay. Bye-bye.